Right now, I think the fundamental problem that I have with universal health care in the United States, well, besides the philosophical issue that I have with it, is that we're not in a financial position to implement anything extraordinary. Um, right now, our debt is greater than our GDP, and that's something we need to work on before we think about doing anything on a social scale. If you want to analyze the issue economically, you have to first kind of understand that when I say that the national debt is greater than our GDP, you have to think of the weight of that is, I mean, every single economic activity occurring in the United States in a year is still not equal to our debt right now. So, I mean, I think it's a good thing. I think that, look at all the countries that have it already and how great that it's doing for them. But right now, we have other things we need to be worrying about besides universal health care. I think in the long term, the only issues we'll really probably have are social issues with it. I think I was doing a little reading earlier, and I think that the biggest problem that people are going to have with it there's two problems. One is the penalty for not being insured, which is actually greater under Romneycare than it is Obamacare, which I thought was kind of funny. But I mean, that's one of the issues, and another issue is that people don't really think about, because you think about the healthcare debate, and you don't really think about all the the individual. You don't really break it down to the individual occurrences, and you think of people that are uninsured right now, that go to the emergency room, and if you go to the emergency room, they have to treat you. And I think a lot of people that are going to get picked up on the government's tab, which are really the taxpayers' tab, are going to be, it's almost going to be like subsidized, and that's going to have a pretty big impact socially, I think.
I think that, unfortunately, Obama's plan for the United States is not only too liberal in scope to be in good opinion with the public right now, but because of the state of the economy, it's too liberal to be put into practice. Romney has an advantage not only because he has actually been able to implement his more conservative perception of universal health care in the state of Massachusetts that has actually proved to be quite successful. Romney is supportive of universal health care essentially up to a point, and with certain limitations, which then Obama will come back and argue then that's not really universal health care, that's just trying to deprivatize the system. So the way that Obama seems to look at health care, it's that privatized and universal health care are mutually exclusive. Romney is trying his best to integrate them together.